Hey gang, Sarah Hill of the Veterans United Network, joined here with a very special guest, all the way in from the Kansas City area, Stephen Monaco. He is the author of Insightful Knowledge and Enlightened View of Social Media Strategy and Marketing, and we are so delighted to have him in the studio with us here today. How are you doing?
Well, it's so good to see you again.
Good to see you too. We're having a real-life hurl, a hangout in real life. Stephen obviously is active on Google+, and that is how we met, incidentally, in a hangout on this platform, this space via Hangout. And we're excited to talk with you about your new book that's hot.
February 20th officially, and it started picking up some momentum in March, I guess, and hit the bestseller list on Amazon in their marketing category. So,
well, that's great.
Okay.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So before we get into the nuts and bolts a little bit about this book, let's talk a little bit about your history. You've been engaged in marketing since 1987. Here in Columbia, and even goes back to the bulletin board system. If you all remember what the bulletin board system, way before the days of human media connecting face-to-face and also social media as well. So you've been in that space for a very long time.
I have. As far as marketing per se, I mean, I cut my teeth in marketing after Mizzou. My first real job was with Warner Brothers Television in Burbank in international TV distribution, which is foreign syndication. And after that, I worked in Dallas at an ad agency, but then did a startup here in Columbia and, started engaging customers on bulletin board systems in 1987, really doing true engagement in the sense that having a dialogue and really listening to learn and understand customer needs, consumers' needs, even if they weren't customers, so that we could be in touch with the market and understand where things were going and what people wanted, what they didn't want, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they valued. And that very much drove what we put in the way of new product features in our software program, and did that for the 40 quarters that we were in business until we sold. So I go way back to the bulletin board systems, CompuServe, Prodigy, Delphi, Genie, some of these.
Genie,
probably
last but fast.
Genie was General Electric. They were actually very early to market, but got usurped by CompuServe, who eventually was usurped by AOL, and they changed the name from America Online to AOL. And if you might remember, they had those point of purchase CDs everywhere. It was like, get a free month. Yeah, so that's kind of, I'm sort of a dinosaur in this space, and was doing, I can honestly say I was doing in the late 80s on a regular basis what are now considered best practices in social media marketing, even though that phrase hadn't been coined. No one was talking about social media.
Mm-hmm. And now we are talking about social media and a lot, and to have that expertise back from 1987. What motivated you to want to write this book?
The short answer really is just to help people because they need help.
When it comes to some social media, it is sometimes difficult to know where to start.
Well, I sort of joke about that when I say that because they need help. They do. And that's not just my opinion. There's been some pretty exhaustive studies and surveys. IBM did one that was really revealing. They surveyed senior level marketers across the U.S., Canada, and the United Kingdom. The results of their survey indicated some really interesting information. Those marketers were very forthcoming because it was anonymous, so they spoke very freely. And over 2/3 of them, 67% of those marketers said that they knew that they needed to include social media into their marketing mix, but had no idea how to start. And that was really eye-opening to me, that they had no idea how to start. So I started thinking about writing the book then. And then I saw a further study, different survey, but to the same group of people. What were their biggest obstacles? Time was number one. Mm-hmm. They just don't have enough time, and there's nothing I can do about that in a book. But number 2 and 3, or obstacles 2 and 3, were that they didn't understand social, they didn't understand digital marketing, they didn't understand the technology, that the underlying technology that drive a lot of digital marketing. And it really hit me between the eyes then. Like, people really and truly do need help. And then the third thing was, because of that lack of knowledge about those things, they didn't know where to find the people, be it employees or consultants like me, people for hire, to tackle those tasks, because they didn't have a framework to be able to measure the people or their skill sets to bring those efforts